Let's chat about EEGs, why it's taken 5 years for me to get one, and what the heck does it mean for me once I finally get it. Welcome back to Slow Roll. My name is Stephanie. Videos every Wednesday talking about disability, vlogs, and all kinds of other fun stuff. If you are new to the channel, welcome. We'd love for you to subscribe if you like this style of content, and we'd love a like as well. It's a quick little like, and it makes a huge difference for us and the wonderful YouTube algorithm. Let's get into today's content. So the reality is no, I have not gotten an EEG. And yes, I should have had one 5 years ago. But let's start by explaining what an EEG actually is. So an EEG is an electroencephalography test. Essentially, what that crazy word actually means is they're going to attach small electrodes to the scalp of my head, and they are going to be looking for brain waves, or that's the gist of what I understand. I have finally been scheduled for this test in October, and the day that we got the letter, which was about a week and a bit ago, was a really important day. We've been waiting for this test since March to finally find out when we were gonna get it, and the impact of the fact that I haven't had one really hit home. An EEG is an important step into diagnosing someone with seizures, and to diagnosing them with a specific type of seizure, but not only that, actually getting them medicated for seizures as well. So no, I have not had any seizure medication in the last 5.5 years since I started having seizures. We didn't realize I was having seizures until last year. It hasn't even been a year. And this past year, my seizures have really flared. I've always had flares and moments of really bad seizures, but this past year has been significantly worse. Between different medications and modifying different procedures since I've been on disability, it really has flared my seizures really, really badly. In the last month, I've had more seizures than days where I haven't, and it's truly had a really big impact on my daily life and just my quality of life in general. My doctor so badly wants to put me on seizure medication, but unfortunately, it just cannot be done until I get my EEG. Without the EEG done, we could be really doing damage to future support, that it be on the federal or provincial level, depending on the testing that gets done with the EEG in October. So why haven't I had an EEG yet? First of all, we actually thought I had gotten one when I was hospitalized back in November of 2016. What we ended up finding out was that it actually never got done. And so I was scheduled for one, but it never was accomplished. Before the EEG actually got done, I got transferred to a different department within the hospital, and somewhere down the line, the paperwork got lost. And so I didn't know at this point that I hadn't gotten one. When my doctor first told me about the EEG again this year, I'm like, oh, I've been through that already. I've been through so much testing, and they all have weird something acronyms. And so remembering every single one of them can be really challenging. We went through my entire 6-year file and realized that I'd actually never had one done. This has to in part due to neglect with my first 2 main neurologists, and them really never understanding what was going on with me. When I finally met my new neurologist in December of 2021, he finally clued in that I was actually having drop seizures, or what people call non-epileptic seizures. We ended up finding out in December after showing my new neurologist a video, which I did a whole video about. You can watch it down in the link below, I'll link it there, about showing him this video and him realizing that I was having drop absent seizures. This is what kind of restarted this whole EEG conversation, and then realizing that it had never gotten done, in March, we really pressed for me to be on the emergency list for EEGs. Now that never happened due to the long lists and wait lists for EEGs in Canada. And not only that, but the actual massive backlog of testing. We only have 2 testing sites here in Canada, or here in Winnipeg, and they are very, very small departments. At one point, Luke and I even contemplated this summer traveling down to the US to get it done, but we decided to wait and be a little bit more patient. My doctor recommended that we wait and just see how long we were gonna have to wait before we actually made that step. The plan was for me to go and get it done this fall if I hadn't heard anything back. Now that we finally have a date for my EEG, I do really feel a sense of relief. The impact of this test could be massive. Everything from finally getting a diagnosis of what type of seizures I'm having and the impact of the future and what that could look like for me. Being finally on medication that is going to subside the seizures and or at least help with some symptoms. I'm not expecting some dream miracle to happen after this EEG happens, but it will be a step in the right direction. A direction that a year ago, I didn't even know we had. And so this new line of opportunity for me is a huge deal. It's something that people with disabilities really can understand. I'm sure you guys can relate. When you have this new opportunity or this new line of questioning when it comes to your disability, it really has a huge impact on your mental health. And not only that, but your physical health. Having a new thing to focus on and, you know, something to look forward to, which seems like such a weird way of saying it, but it truly is something I'm looking forward to. This test could allow for funding opportunities for us to modify certain things in the home, also allow for potentially for me to get a seizure dog because Luke does work long hours, and having a support dog in the home could have a huge, huge impact on me and my quality of life. So we don't know what the future holds, and I hope that we can bring you guys along on my EEG. We're waiting to find out whether or not we can actually film in the room or not. It is a fairly long, prolonged test. It can be up to 2.5 hours. So we don't really know what we're gonna be able to show you guys or what you will be able to see in October when we finally get this test done. But we hope to bring you along, and if we can't, we'll make sure they give you guys an updated video once we know more. So until next time, don't forget to slow your roll, and I hope that October is gonna be a great month. See you guys next week. Check out one of these videos next.